people look at us and they think that these guys, as professional athletes, they've lost their tie with what it's like to be every man. And that's not true, because we've all been through these things. I mean, we started at a place early on, grade school, junior high, high school, the collegiate level, and we don't change that much. In fact, and we've all experienced this, where you meet someone who's much older than us and they call us sir, because they look at us like, wow, we watch you on TV, but if you realize the average age of the athlete nowadays is fairly young. And as we talked about earlier, the mistakes we make at early ages, in themselves are not a big deal. But you put $1 million in a kid's pocket, you got problems. And I think the fact that these young men, like yourselves, you've seen guys, make some decisions. You've seen guys live by the straight and narrow. The one question that I've always wanted to ask a panel like this is, when you look back, there had to be one educator in your life. There had to be one coach, someone who made a huge difference in how you saw things and what you believed in. Who was that individual to you?
Yeah, for me it was my high school coach, our defensive coordinator, Don Helman. He really instilled discipline and just a passion for the game. I think that I developed my love for the game back then. I was a basketball player. I was probably the biggest small forward.
No.
Yeah.
Holy.
No. I got recruited by St. Joe's actually to go play. But I was a lot smaller than Tim. But
Little buddy, what's small to you?
Right, what is small to you?
305?
like your size. But I think in high school really kind of put the foundation on my love of the game. And my high school coach, Don Helman, was definitely a huge impact in my life as far as instilling the discipline and accountability and the traits that you were asking. Yeah.
Yeah, for me it was Bill Mallory. He was, anytime a coach, I remember him giving us, at halftime we were down against Western Michigan my junior year, and he gets in front, and I always sit up right up front because I was just mesmerized by the dude. I mean, he just motivated me, and he was going nuts. And when you'd sit in the front row, and Emory Moorhead can tell you, because he was coach to him when he was at Colorado, he would just hose the whole front row down, spitting at him, not realizing, but you just get hosed down. And I'm just like dodging the spit, and I'm like, look at him go, man. And he just dropped. He passed out in the middle of his fired up speech. I'm like, whoa, what's up? The coach is dead at halftime. So we ran over, and he got so intense for the game. He talked himself to pass out, and he got up, and that's the kind of guy he was, and it just carried to the rest of the team. And so any coach who can do that, man, I'm on board. It fired us all up. It was pretty cool.
Like the Oregon State coach. Remember that guy? Got fired up. What the reporter was ripping his quarterback.
Oh, stood up for that. I remember that.
That's the
Stood up
kind
for
of
his
coach.
quarterback. Yeah, players
Sorry,
watch
go
out
ahead.
for that guy. What about you, Kurt?
I was influenced by, mostly my mother and the upbringing. She raised, 3 boys on her own, so she kind of invested a lot of her time and efforts in us. But on the football side, it was more my high school coach is really the one that, saw that I had some potential and really brought it to my attention. I didn't really know. I just went out and I played baseball, basketball, football, and I was pretty,
What was his name, Kurt?
Tom Sarasani.
Yeah, I know
He's
Tom.
he's actually going to be in the high school, Illinois High School Hall of Fame this year. Played for a long time, had about 30 or 35 guys play Division I football. But he's just the one that kind of said, hey, you know what? You're a good player. If you focus, you're going to go to college and get yourself a scholarship and get that paid for. And at that time, I was like, really? I didn't realize everything that was out there. And then, going into college, Ron Turner did a great job I had an opportunity to play early, and he really brought the talent out to me, put me in a position. And I got beat up as a younger player, but I learned a ton. And I just really appreciate the game and everything that it's brought to me.
Wow. Well, listen, all you coaches out there that are watching, look what you've caused to happen. It was up to you. Thanks a lot for joining us. We were here at Sullivan Steakhouse, and you have seen this fantastic panel here on MouthpieceSports.com.